Good morning, well, it's 10:20. Hope you guys enjoyed my video I made yesterday. I just woke up like, 17 minutes ago. I biked to the store in the rain and I got back and smokes. I'm off today, guys. My boss didn't text me today, so I'm off. So I get the day off, which is nice. For the past month, I've only been getting one day off, and this week I finally get 2 days off. But tomorrow I should be working, and I work Saturday, Sunday. Obviously, I go for you. Did you apply to Morton yesterday? Yes, I did. After my video, I biked to Morton's. I gave them my resume. Yeah. 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 Ivan, Xanus is really a masterpiece. Yes, Xanus is a masterpiece, man. It's a masterpiece. It's the best novel ever written, best fast novel written. Yeah. There's a reason why the gays won't control my brand. They know I wrote a masterpiece. They know it'll be more popular than Harry Potter. That's why they want to control it. Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday I read sections of Exodus of Saphius and Attackers or Components. I was hooked, man. My book is sick, yeah. I was sick, obviously. Yeah. Today I'm going to start going over my book. Yeah. Start going over my novel, obviously. Yeah. When will you send your book to the proofreader? Once I save the money. So let's say end of the year I save $4,500. I can get the book proofread, and I can also get my teeth cleaned. Or I might wait a little bit longer, maybe till early 2026. Then I polish up volume 3, and my files are ready to be sent to the proofreader to fix my grammar. I'm also going to design my cover. I'm going to have a beautiful cover for my book. It's red. You have the gold descriptions of the trees. The trees on top look beautiful. The trees on the bottom look cursed, which represents my warbling. And it says, The Last One of Xanus by Ivan Omer, edited by such and such. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. A beautiful print. You're looking at a beautiful print edition for my book, man. I might even have a clipper on it. Yeah. Looking at a beautiful print edition for my book when I release on Google. So Something nice. Now, once you read my book, you're looking at a ride of a lifetime. Looking at Aaron Huey ride of a lifetime was something amazing. My hook is sick. It's a masterpiece. It's a page turner. Yeah, it's a hook, man. Constant hook. Yeah. It's a book worth billions. That's why the gates went on my brand. But zero, you're not touching my money. That money's for me, BJ. It's not for you. Sarah. Yeah. You have people the gates live and they have trillions in their bank. Do not let them take your billions, man. Like, you have no idea how rich your families are. The families are, man. They're multi-trillionaires. All the hundreds of trillions in the world they control, and they take a piece of that. You don't want to have them do you and steal all your money out of it. The billions are supposed for you, BJ. It's not for them. It's our money, not theirs. Yeah. Yeah. These are how much money you off your book? I made $12 billion. You made $12 billion off your book? I'm like, yeah. She's like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. I know. It's a lot of money. Now, you don't want the gates taking your $12 billion, Ivan. The $12 billion is for you. It's not for them. They're just greedy pigs. They want to take your money because they're selfish. They don't want you controlling your money and being that successful. That's why they want to take your money, Ivan. But they're not touching my money. That money's mine. It's for me, BJ. It's not for you. You're just a greedy pig, honestly, you know. Yeah. 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 I'm gonna get a coffee, guys. In a good, maybe, I don't know, 3 minutes I'll get a coffee. Maybe around the 15-minute mark I'll get a coffee for myself. Yeah. He's alright, you made $12 billion on your book. But yeah, she's like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. Alright, we can build that dream like 560 million in our house. Yeah, we can put like, I make 12, I'll put a good 560 million towards my house. Yeah. We fall together, we can build, obviously. We just start scratching and name it. Yeah. 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 Alright, seriously, man, did you have a hard time writing Xanus? No, I didn't, man. I wrote with ease. I'm not lying to you guys. What I wrote with ease. I didn't struggle writing Xanus. Because I have to have the gift. Gifted. I did not struggle writing Xanus. I wrote with ease. Yeah. Yeah. So you might go book touring. Yeah, I might go book touring too. I might go on a book tour for my book. They interview with my book and all stuff. Yeah. Because I'll have my email information on my book. So if they want to contact me, they can email me, obviously. Email me. I might get a few emails. I might go book touring. But that's all behind the scenes. You guys are missing out. You can be behind the scenes that you already deserve. You will not see out of the random public eye. You're fucking stupid people. You chose to keep me behind the scenes. And now I'm kept behind the scenes, so what you get by doing this? You guys are fucking stupid people, man. I'm sorry, man. I couldn't let go of the heavy, man. Never know unless after you have sex, and I couldn't let go of the heavy. You got to pay, yeah. You knew by doing this. Peace out. That's what you get by doing this world. Yeah. Yeah. You're proud to be bigger than Harry Potter, yes. Xanus will be a more popular book series than Harry Potter because I'm the son of God and I have the keys to the kingdom, and it's also the best fantasy novel written. It's better than Harry Potter. And Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones is a masterpiece. And you guys read sections of my book, and you guys don't understand what I'm saying, right? Yeah, my book's a masterpiece. The whole book is like that. It's content entertainment. And so when I release my book, it'll be a public embarrassment in the industry. There's no author entertained the reader the way Ivan did. Yeah, Ivan kept the reader hooked for all 3 volumes. All 3 volumes, you're constantly hooked reading it. Some sections are not as interesting as others, but they're still interesting enough to hook you and keep you turning the page. Yeah. Some sour. Yeah, I mean, your characters jump alive. I know they come alive on the page. That's why my story's so entertaining. Yeah, there's something about Ivan's writing that's very unique. His characters jump on the page, man. Fuck, his book is interesting. Yeah, my book is a fucking masterpiece, man. It's a masterpiece, yeah. It's a book worth billions. Amazing story. That's why I'll have raving reviews behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? A constant hook, a page turner, entertainment ride of a lifetime, literary cinematic masterpiece. Some critics might even call my book a literary cinematic masterpiece. Because when you read my book, it's like reading a book movie. Because the characters jump on the page so much, that's why it's so entertaining. And you're just hooked during the page every time when you read it, yeah. Yeah, man. That book is sick. Get my coffee, guys, soon. No. Once the world reads my book, it's finally going to hit their minds. Yeah, if Ivan adapts this story looking at the best movie children made, yes. Looking at the best movie children made, I'll make Xanus for $2.1 million. So $700 million budget towards each of my volumes. That's why you need to give Peter Jackson and Gibson an unlimited budget. That way, Peter has an unlimited budget for Xanus. For each of the 3 volumes, right? Yeah. Please, you're making each volume for $700 million. I'm like, yeah, he's like, holy shit, you're probably blows out of the water. You're looking at a revolution technology with this kind of budget item. $400 million towards special effects, $100 million towards the costumes on water machines for the mask, 55 million towards extras, 40 million towards set building. Like, he's like, holy shit, this is unlimited, Ivan. Yeah, unlimited resources. Yeah, give Peter unlimited budget on Mel Gibson for their movie. Yeah. So the movie will have crazy buzz in the book, of course, man. I'm acting as Prince Tactius, man. I'm bringing the character of Tactius life. I'm acting as Prince Tactius. I remember the Son of God. BJ's Lithia, and you also have the technology of the war building and the battle scenes. And Erentat and the bats and them are all devil beings. Most horrific beings with history. Looking at walking devils and demons with that technology. The most horrific beings with history. Looking at devils. Is that? Yeah. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna go upstairs and get my coffee. I'll be back in a second. Who we actually on the show? See, we don't want to laugh a lot. Alright, guys, I'm back. Well, I'm supposed to get my coffee. Yeah. I don't have cream though. Well, I have milk. Coffee with milk is not that good, but what can I do, right? I gotta work with what I have right now. When I build my films, me and Vij are gonna buy the coffee, the flavored cream. I'll have regular cream and flavored cream for my team. I'll have tea for Peter. Because Peter doesn't like coffee, he's a tea guy. So I'll buy tea for Peter when we lock ourselves in my office and work on the script. Peter has his tea. We work on the script, obviously, the movie. Or Mel Gibson, we work on the movie script, right? Yeah. So you and Vijay will provide the coffee, yeah. Obviously. Will you pay with your own personal money or you'll use the business money? For the coffee, me and Vijay can pay with our own money. It's pocket change, obviously, right? You could use the business money too as part of the business, but for the coffee, me and Vijay can pay for that with our own money. Yeah, Vijay, we pay for our own money. It's pocket change. Yeah, the coffee won't cost us much, right? A few $1,000 a year. Yeah, sometimes it's pocket change. Yeah. Me and Vijay are rich. We made our $12 billion off the book. Easier for it to what? Yeah. Ivan, what about your bills for the building? Will that be paid to the budget? Yes, of course. Electricity bill, the Wi-Fi bill, the building maintains, that will be paid through the 2.1 budget as part of the business, obviously. Pocket change, it won't cost that much. It's not affecting the budget, yeah. Obviously. You have to maintain your buildings, right? Clean it, you have to pay electricity bills, your internet bills. I'm gonna have Wi-Fi in my buildings, obviously, yeah. Electricity costs, expensive, yeah. Obviously. Yeah. Will Peter Jackson help you with payroll? Yeah, he will. Peter Jackson has to help me with payroll, obviously, for the movie. Paying all the Hollywood stars and some of the crewmen. He also has to help me with the budget. How much money is getting burned. We have to keep track of that, man. A lot of money getting burned during the project, obviously, right? Yeah. Yeah. Ivan, you're a cocky man. You think you're a better author than J.R. Tolkien and Brad Sanderson and George R. R. Martin. Well, I don't want to be a cocky asshole, but I mean, you guys read section of my book, and when you read my book and you read those books, my book's more entertaining to read, right? So if you're more entertained by my book, that means I am a better author than those guys, but art hits everyone different ways. Some fans might think those guys are better writers and storytellers than me. It just depends how the art hits you. There will be some fans who most likely will like Lord of the Rings and Way of Kings and Game of Thrones better than my book, right? Because art hits everyone different way. Those books are amazing books too, but be honest, man, when you read my book and you read those books, what story stands up more? What's more entertaining? My book's more entertaining reading. If I entertain you more than I wrote the better book, I'm the better author, obviously, right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah. Well, I don't want to be cocky and say what you think you're much better than them. No, I'm not much better than them. Like their books are masterpieces too. But my books are more entertaining reading their books, right? When you read it, right? Yeah. But there's certain things that they're better than me at. There's certain things I'm better than they are at. Obviously, I'm better with characters. I'm better with story pacing. I'm better with making the characters jump alive on a page. They might be better in terms of word choices, the richness of the speech, the descriptions of the lands. They're better than me in that sense. So there's certain things they're in writing where they're better than me. There's certain things in writing I'm better than them. It just depends on the art hits you, obviously. Some saying. But at the end of the day, it comes down to what I farted, guys. That's gross. At the end of the day, it comes down to what? It comes down to to entertainment, because an author's job is to entertain the reader and tell an amazing story. And if you wrote a better story and you entertain the fans more, and the fans enjoy your book more, that makes your book better. Hence, the author is obviously a better author. We'll see. Some saying? No. Some saying, yeah. 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 Your book is sick, bro. I know, Joe. My book is sick. I can't wait to be part of that story. I know. Look at that masterpiece. Amazing movie, yeah. Yeah. Why was Cassius and Tacitonius furious that the Salamans threw Takis in dungeon? Because they're they know their cousin is the Prince of Zanes. Like, who the fuck do you guys think you are? You threw the man you locked in the dungeon is my fucking cousin, who's the Prince of Xanus, man. He has authority over you, and you locked this guy in the dungeon. Who the fuck do you guys think you are? That's why he was furious at Job. Yeah, Job, I take it you had a horses taken care of. Yes, they're well fed. There's a reason that I want about taxis. I mean, that was sick. I know. I laughed now. See, that was funny. I know that was funny. That's one of the most hilarious scenes in the book, man. Every time I read that section, I laugh. It's so funny. That's why I showed you guys that part. That's funny. I know it's sick. I know my book is sick. From a Selden as well. Yeah. 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 So Ivan, when Cassius and Tacitonius got captured, they had the horses with them. Yeah, they did. When Cassius and Tacitonius got captured, the wolves, they had their horses obviously and their weapons too, obviously, right? Yeah. The weapons were on the horse. They put it on the horse, obviously. I don't really explain in the book, but they had the horses, and that's how they were able to go to Saphis, right? Yeah. Yeah. God, your book is sick. My read section. Like, I know my book is a map. That's why looking at an amazing movie. He'll finally hit Peter Jackson's mind. Holy shit, man! Like, Ivan, you're looking at the best book you ever made. This is gonna be better than my Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Peter, you'll be better than Lord of the Rings. Looking at a masterpiece, man. You know what I mean? Like, how did you come up with The Last of Us, man? That's a fucking masterpiece, man. It's such a powerful, deep story, man. Like, it's so deep, it blows your mind away. I know, Peter. Yeah, I bet you some section of your book you could have used to add. It was a bit raw, but man, your book is sick, Ivan. I enjoyed your book more than J.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. I know, Peter. This is going to be the best movie trilogy ever made. I know, Peter. Look at the best movie trilogy ever made. Yeah. Obviously, that's why Peter will become blind by screen for the movie. Once I give him that $2 million budget, $700 for these volumes, he's gonna become blind by screen for the movie. Obviously, Peter. Yeah, Peter has to help me with payroll, right? He has to help me sign the Hollywood actors second year. After we finish writing the script, Peter, and they print all the scripts, the presidents print all the scripts. Second year, we're gonna fly in the stars. You have to help me sign the stars. Okay, yeah, Ivan, I'll help you with that. Peter helps me with the payroll for the actors, right? Obviously. Yeah. But beware of the greedy agents are. If John Boyega's agent wants a $12 million deal for John, I'm not paying John. I'm like, John, you're not worth 12. You get your $9 million for the movie. I'm not paying you 12. Man, I had to $12 million that man. I'm like, no, John, you're getting greedy. I'm paying you 9. 9 is a good deal for you. Stop being greedy, sir. Ivan, what about 20 million for the royalties for John Boyega? I'm like, no, John Boyega gets 8. He doesn't get 20. He's not worth that, man. It'll be worth maybe his $60 million by then. He gets his 8. That's good enough for him. I can pay him $1.9 million for the game, and he gets his $250K for the promos, the magazine promos and commercials. Sky Source News, Sky Source, Entertainment News, right? The interviews feature there, and he gets his speaking fee money, which can range like from, I don't know, $600K to $1.3 million in speaking. It's a good deal for John Boyega. He signed his 19.5 to like 20 million deal, John Boyega. He signed a mega deal. Yeah, it's massive. He's like, holy shit, I didn't know he was a lot. I know he was a lot. I mean, he was a lot, yeah. Some Sarah? Yeah. Who are the 3 actors going to sign first? Avon Joje, John Boyega, and Jumonsu. Avon Joje, I'll sign him first. Pay Avon Joje his 3.5 to 4, Peter. But if his agent wants more than 4, don't pay Avon Joje any more than 4. Otherwise, you have to watch it for a budget. You don't want Avon Joje ripping us off, Peter. Okay, Ivan, pay him his 3.5 to 4, Peter. But if his agent wants more than 4, don't pay Avon Joje any more than 4. Chances are Peter will pay him his 3.5 because Peter's cheap, or he might pay him his 4. That way he gets a fatter paycheck. And don't give Avon Joje any more than $5.5 million of the film profits, Peter. And he gets $1.5 million for the game, his $250K for the promos, and his speaking fee money, which can range from $600K to $1.1 million and $1.2 million in the speaking, obviously. Avon Joje sound like, I don't know, 11.5 to 12 million deal in Canadian money. It's not a mega deal. That's how much A's is making Hollywood. It's not a massive deal, you know. His age Ivan, that's a deal, man. Avon Joje is not even worth this. Yeah, Avon Joje is not worth $12 million, but because my company's better in Hollywood, you pay him more. He signed a mega deal. He'll work really hard for me, and he'll destroy the royal papyri because he's getting paid. He's getting paid, man. Avon Joje, right? He's getting paid a fat check, yeah. Yeah. So John Boyega will be shocked when you're offering that contract. Yeah, like A-listers make that in Hollywood. John Boyega signed a bigger A-lister contract. He's like, holy shit! For Star Wars, I made like $300K for Force Awakens, and I got maybe $1 million of the royalties. For Last Jedi, John Boyega maybe made his $1 million, maybe $750K. And for Rise of Skywalker, he probably made his $1.5 million, John Boyega, and he signed his $20 million deal for Xanus. It's not a massive contract. You get the casting announcement. John Boyega is casted as Hacetonius. You see his contract. All the hard actors like, holy shit. John Boyega sound like a $20 million deal, man. Holy shit, yeah. And like, that's why authorizing Adam Driver and Disney really going to make John Boyega work because they know John Boyega is making more than what they make in Hollywood. And he's lucky he's a part of that amazing story. The last was a story, Everything on Devils and Demons. That amazing story, yeah. $2 million budget movie. Yeah, like, fuck your lucky John, man. John, man, can you please give the bosses a reward for us, man? Please. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it, guys. I will. Like, doesn't give word on that. He's selfish. No, John, I'm not king around. I need your help, man. Please. Don't worry about it, guys. I will, man. I'm gonna give them a good word for you, man. Don't worry about it. He doesn't give word on that. He's selfish. I'm not giving you word. If I ask you for word, you wouldn't give word either. I'm not giving you word. Yeah. John Meg is selfish. Yeah, he's selfish, obviously, right? Yeah. He doesn't want them to be like him, obviously, right? Yeah. Yeah. Obviously. Ivan, will you contact Amazon really early on? Yeah, once the movie's now greenlit, we gotta contact Amazon right away. Because you need Amazon, you have to give Amazon time to prepare. Even though Amazon can easily handle like 1 billion+ orders, you have to give them time to prepare, obviously, right? That's why you gotta contact Amazon, you fly into CEOs, and me and VJ, we sign that mega deal with Amazon, the 80-20 deal with Amazon. Now, Ivan and Mary Victoria Justice signed mega deal with Amazon, the Amazon company. Ivan and Victoria Justice get 80% of the film profits for the 4K Blu-ray movie and the merchandise. Amazon gets 20%. And Peter will help me with the Amazon deal, with the merch. Yeah. Because you have to tell Amazon will ask me, Ivan, what's your idea for your box set? And what kind of merch you want to sell? And I tell them the kind of merch, I tell Amazon the kind of merch I want to sell. And Peter will help me with that, because Peter is a part of the Amazon deal, right? He's taking a piece of my money. Quite a pretty good chunk of my money Peter's taking. If I make $7 billion off the movie, Peter Jackson's taking like 10% of my money, man. Yeah, man. I don't know, 8% of my money, whatever it is. That's why Peter wants like $1 billion. I'm like, Peter, I'm not paying more, man. You're taking a good chunk of my money. I'm not. If I make 7.5 billion off the movie and I give you $700 million, you're taking what? A lot of my money, Peter. You're a greedy pig, yeah. Yeah. Hence why, if I go world touring for Xanus, which I most likely will, Peter gets the equal amount of the actors. Am I going to get paid more than the actors? I'm like, no, Peter, you don't. You get an equal amount of the actors. Why not? I'm like, Peter, man, you're making way more than everyone else for the movie project. You get an equal amount of the actors for world tour. I'm not paying more money, man. Because Peter knows he's much bigger than the actors, he feels like I'm ripping him off if I only pay him $1 million for the world tour, because he knows he's bigger than them. I'm your star director. I'm like, Peter, you're actually pissing me off. You get an equal amount with the actors for the world tour. I'm not paying more money, man. Stop being greedy, man. If Peter feels like he deserves a good like 2.5, 3 million speaking, because he's greedy, obviously. He's a greedy pig, yeah. Once it's 2.5, 3 million speaking, Peter. Peter, man, you get it equal amount of the actors. I'm not paying more money. Stop being greedy for the world tour right now. You don't make this? No, yeah, Ivan, I don't, yeah. In Hollywood, you make like your 75K, 200K for Comic-Con. For my world tour, you're making like your $1 million, $1.3 million in speaking. But Peter wants his 2 million, 2.5. He's greedy. Obviously, but he's not. I'm not paying more money, but you get an equal amount. Ivan, you're greedy too, man. You and VJ are making like your $11 million in speaking, and you're giving us the peanuts. Yes, even though I'm giving you peanuts, I'm paying you a lot of money. You don't even make it all. You're making your $1 million, $1.3 million in speaking. I'm greedy, but I'm generous. I'm giving you a nice piece of my money, Peter. That's a lot of money. He's just greedy. He wants more money. He's like, fine, Ivan, whatever, man. You're a bit pissed off here. You're pissed? Yeah, Ivan, I deserve a bit more of this. I'm like, Peter, I'm not paying more, man. You signed your 1.4 million deal. You're making way more than everyone else. I'm not paying more money for the world tour, man. You're getting greedy, Peter. He's like, fine, whatever, Ivan. $1 million is still a lot of money for me. I just want to make a chunk of that, Ivan. I know, Peter, you want to make a chunk of that, but I'm not paying more money, man. Stop being greedy, Samsara. Yeah. Because he knows the world tour deal is a huge deal. He's not stupid, Peter. He knows it's a mega deal. Yeah, Peter Jackson, right? Or Mel Gibson, too. They know it's a mega deal. Mel Gibson might want more. Ivan, I get like $9.2 million. I'm like, no, Mel, you get an equal amount of the actors. Ivan, I'm very like, you're getting greedy. You signed your like 400 million deal, whatever it is. I'm not paying you more money for the world tour. You get an equal amount, Mel. If I choose Mel. Watch out for those records, Ivan. They're greedy pigs. So I'm saying, you guys don't make this in Hollywood, yeah. Obviously. Yeah. The agent's gonna tell me, yeah, I mean, if John Boyega and Yvonne George and Jibon Su go speaking, we won our, and Russell Crowe will speaking, if I choose Russell Crowe, we won our 10% cut. Yeah, you guys will get your 10% cut, but you don't get a $2,000 gift card. That's a gift from the company. So I'm sorry. Yeah. I have other expenses all paid for, of course. The Hollywood actors, they're for the world tour, their traveling expenses, living expenses, feeding expenses, transportation expenses. It's all covered, all paid for. You can't have the actors pay. You have to cover them for that, obviously, right? Yeah, you have to cover them, obviously. The actors will be flying on me and VJ's 2 private jets. And every time we land in the city, they'll be staying in a luxury hotel suite. Like a $3,000-$4,000 night suite. Yeah. Guys, do not go any higher than $5,000 for the suite. Yeah, anything over $5,000, you're gonna drain the budget. I can easily afford to have the actors stay in $10,000 suites, but you're gonna drain more of the budget. Have them stay in $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $2,000, $2,500 a night suites, which is fucking nice. A $2,500 suite's already high tech enough. That's a suite with like a jacuzzi and everything. Yeah, they actually be staying in suites, and I'll be paying for their feeding too. You know how Neotus in his vlogs, he always takes his team out, his lightsaber crew team out to dinner. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking out the actors to dinner too. Except I'm gonna have us go to a buffet restaurant. That way they have all you can eat. They're fed well. Yeah. You don't want to do a thing where the actors just eat one plate. Chances are they're gonna be still hungry. They might still be a bit hungry, and they might buy more food later. You don't want to have the actors pay for their food. The actors need to afford to pay for their feeding, but it's good to pay for their feeding too. Don't have the actors pay for the feeding. Feeding is cheap. Feeding only, if I go world touring for maybe 3 months, it only costs the actors maybe $2,000 in feeding if they pay for their own food. But you don't only have the actors pay for their food. You have to pay for you have to feed them too. Obviously, I'm gonna tell the presidents, make sure when we land in a city, find a buffet restaurant. That way the actors have all you can eat food and they're fed well. Buffet is the best thing for the actors. All you can eat, that way they're fed well for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I'm saying? Yeah. And sometimes when I do a party, let's say at nighttime, if the actors are still hungry, I'll order pizza. Or I take them to like McDonald's or something like that. I get a bunch of McDonald's. Well, chances are I'll just order like a box of pizza. Boxes of pizza for the actors for the party. Obviously. So I'm saying, because I will be doing a lot of parties with the actors during the world tour, obviously. And you also have to pay for our transportation services. Whenever we're gonna speak at the event, you have a limo driver or a driver. I prefer limos. You have a limo drivers, a few limo drivers that are gonna take us to all of us to the events. Obviously, remember Mel Gibson, the experience he had a driver take him to the event. Yeah, we have to have drivers to take us to the event, obviously. I'm sorry. Most likely we'll need security guards too for the event. It's important to have security guards. There's some crazy fans out there, right? You need security guards too. Yeah, man. Looking at a sick experience for the world tour. That's what the actors gonna beg their asses off. Yeah, I'm like, oh, he's better than Hollywood. Yeah. But if you guys want to go down, if John Boyega and Yvonne George, Jimon Su, and Russell Crowe and Timothy Chalamet, or Yvonne George, whoever I choose, right? If you guys want to go downstairs and have a drink with your co-stars, that's your own money. I'm not paying for you. If you want to get clothes for your girlfriend, for your wife, for your family, for your mother and father, that's your own money. I'm not paying for you, obviously. You guys are already rich. You made your millions off the movie. That's your own money. But everything else, your traveling expenses, everything is paid for, obviously. You have to pay for that. You can have the actors pay for that. So it's all covered. Yeah. So Ivan, are you gonna bring Cameron with you for the world tour? Only if they do roundtables and one-on-one interviews. You know in Hollywood when they do roundtables like Hollywood Reporter, and they interview like a good like 8, 10 members of the cast individually, but not in front of an audience. If we do interviews like that, I can film those interviews. But the main interview in front of the large crowd, I'm not going to film that. That's all behind the scenes. But chances are they will be. Yeah, we're going to do roundtables and one-on-one interviews. Okay, if you guys are going to interview us one-on-one or like just the cast and like roundtables, I can bring like 3 of my camera with me. We can film. They can film that. But the big event in front of the thousands of fans, I'm not filming that. That's all behind the scenes. You guys get what you deserve, Sarah. I'm not filming that. Yeah. Some Sarah. And chances are they are going to interview. They're going to want to interview Peter and get him all Toro. So yeah, we want to interview directors, Ivan, and they're going to grill. I'm like, Peter, you got to be prepped. They're going to grill you with questions. Ivan, I'm prepped. He's prepped, obviously. Guillermo del Toro's prepped too, obviously. These are my 2 directors, right? They're prepped, obviously. They're going to grill them. Yeah. Obviously. Guillermo del Toro also signed a mega deal. Guillermo del Toro signed like a 20. Yeah. Guillermo del Toro, I can pay him his $5 million for his base. I'm bigger than some of these actors. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro, I know you're bigger than some of the actors, but you're assistant director. That's why I'm not going to pay you as much. But I'll give you a fat paycheck for your royalties. I can give you $18 million of the film profits. That's more than most of what the actors are making, right? You can give Guillermo del Toro his maybe $1 million for the merch. But he doesn't get any money off the game, though. I'm not giving any money for the game for Guillermo del Toro. Obviously. So he signed like a 26, 27 million deal with Guillermo del Toro. Massive contract, yeah. That's a nice paycheck for an assistant director, right? Guillermo del Toro's like, Ivan, like the amount of money you're paying me as assistant director is more than what I make now. I make like my 8 in Hollywood, Ivan, my 7 in Hollywood as a director. And I'm paying you more as an assistant director for my movie, Guillermo del Toro. Ivan, that's a good deal. That's a lot of money, Ivan. Sign me up. He signs that contract, Guillermo del Toro. He's my assistant director. He'll be helping out Peter a lot during production. And the interviewers are going to want to interview Guillermo del Toro and Peter. They're going to grill them with questions. And you guys have to be prepped for the questions, right? They're going to grill you guys. Yeah, Ivan, we're ready. We know how this works. We know how this works, Ivan. We work in Hollywood. Yeah, you work in Hollywood, but this is an Ivan movie. They're really, really going to grill you, man. This is an Ivan VJ movie, guys. Yeah, they're a bit nervous. Peter might be a bit nervous, obviously, because they're going to grill him with all these questions. Yeah. If they interview him one-on-one and all stuff, right? In the round table, yeah. Yeah, that's why Peter wants to be a chunk. Can I hear a chunk of that money for the World Tour? I'm like, no, Peter, man. You got an equal amount of the actors. That's why he might tell me, Ivan, we should be taking like 90-80% of the money, Ivan. Because Peter wants to be a patient. I'm like, no, Peter, I'm taking 50%. Stop being greedy, man. Ivan, the fans are paying to see us. Why are you getting 50% of the money? We should be taking like 80% of the money, Ivan. Like, Peter, if we take 80, they're not making as much money. Ivan, man, the fans paid to see us. Yeah, but Peter, the guys who rented the venue have to make money too, obviously, right, Peter? Yeah. Peter's greedy, obviously. Ivan, 20% is still making a couple $100,000. It's a lot of money, Ivan. They're going to make their money back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, Peter, I'm taking 50% of the money. Stop being greedy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Peter's a greedy pig. Oh. Yeah. Will George be part of the world tour? No, George is my consultant for my movie. He'll be helping me, giving me tips how to run the company. George will just be my consultant. Well, George will want to come to the world tour, but George, if you want to come to the world tour and stay at hotels with us, you have to pay with your own money, man. George is fucking loaded. He can easily afford to pay. I can easily afford it, yeah. George will most likely want to come. He doesn't want to be left behind. But if you come, George, and you want to be part of the world tour with us, you have to pay for your money. I'm not paying for you. Because you're fucking rich. You're a multi-billionaire. You're paying for your own bills. And you can easily afford it, obviously. If Jeff Bezos wants to be part of the world tour and watch and stay in the hotels with us and everything and party up with us, he has to pay for his own money. I'm not paying for Jeff. Yeah. You're fucking richer than me, VJ. I'm not paying for you, Jeff, man. Yeah, I can easily afford it. Yeah, Jeff. You can easily afford it. You're loaded, yeah. Some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. So if you don't co-write the screenplay with Peter, you're scared he might make drastic changes. Yes, hence why I want to co-write the movie script with Peter. That way I keep him in check. He doesn't make drastic changes to my story. We will be making changes to the story, but I don't want to make really, really drastic changes whereby you're contradicting the plot of the story like you did for Lord of the Rings, Peter. I don't want the answers appearing in physical form in the war. I don't want the woman fighting, because Peter might want to do a thing where he has VJ and them fight and everything. I'm like, Peter, don't do that. You're going to ruin my story. In Xandian law, a woman are not allowed to bear arms when you read the book. I'm not going to have you, what, detract from the story, from the plot of the story. Sarah? Yeah. 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 Because this is fun. Even though working on the movie screenplay is a lot of work, I'm having a blast working on it. Yeah, because he knows the Docking's filming it, and he knows the documentary will be sick, obviously. And Peter Jackson knows the whole world's buzzing about the movie. They're tuning into the website. That's why he's having a blast working on the movie, because he knows the whole world's excited to watch it. That's why he's having a blast working. Yeah, Ivan, even working on the screenplay is fun. Even though it's a lot of work, it's fun, Ivan. Yeah, we're having a blast working on the movie. Yeah. Some Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. And beware of the crewman, Ivan, dude. The Lord of the Rings Hobbit crewmen are, some of them are greedy. They might want 200K, 180K. I'm like, guys, I can't afford to pay you that, man. You can pour money into the budget. I'm like, guys, I'm not putting money into the budget. You don't make this in Hollywood. You get your 150K. And the supervisors get their 200, 220, 250, 270K. Yeah, Richard Terry, you can pay him like 400K. 350, 400K for the movie. I have $1 million. I'm like, no, Richard Terry, you get your 400K. That's good enough. You don't make this in Hollywood. No. People even tell me, Ivan, you can't pay them more than 150K. Your whole salary budget. You're gonna drain your budget, Ivan. You know what I'm saying, Ivan? Like, they don't make this in Hollywood. Trust me, they're gonna work hard for us. I know you worry because we're making way more than them. They might not work as hard for us, Ivan. For Lord of the Rings, they made nothing. They made 30K and they work hard for me. 150K is a rich contract. They can feed the fans of my Ivan. Don't worry about it, Ivan. They're gonna work hard for me. I know you worry. They're gonna work hard for us, Ivan. Don't worry about it. People tell me that, yeah. You can't pay them. They get paid for the work, Ivan. If you pay them 200K, you're gonna drain your budget, Ivan. You're gonna drain the movie budget, Ivan. Because he's blind by his greed. Yeah, all he cares about is his paycheck and the money going towards the movie. Obviously, people talk about, Ivan, that's a good paycheck for them. They don't make this in Hollywood. Yeah, I'm not gonna overpay you guys and have you rip me off. And I can't afford to pay you more than 150K. If you don't like this, you're more than willing to work in Hollywood and make your 30, 40K. But it's a deal. Yeah, get a good deal. Hence why the Lord of the Rings Hobbit crew are going to work really hard because they're getting paid good money. $150,000 was a rich contract for them, yeah. It's a rich contract for them, yeah. The rain stopped. It was raining earlier, right? Yeah. 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 So all the Hollywood actors names are gonna want to be a part of that game, yeah. Ivan, you're making a game? Yeah, I'm making a game. You guys want to be a part of the game? Heck yeah, Ivan, sign me up. I want to be a part of that game. Yeah, you're gonna see John Boyega in the game, Russell Crowe if I choose him, you know what I'm saying, in the game. Yeah, they're in the game, man. And beware of Russell Crowe's agent, Ivan. Russell Crowe's a greedy pig. His agent might want 100 million in film profits. I'm like, no, man. Russell Crowe gets 55 million. He's only worth like $30 million. He gets $55 million. I'm not paying more than that. And I'll pay Russell Crowe his $18 million base for the movie. I don't know, 10 months of shooting, and he gets a $9.7 million sign bonus, which is like, I don't know, an $11-12 million sign bonus in his Australian money. It's not a massive contract. And I'll pay Russell Crowe $4 million for the game. Give him like $3.3 million for the merch. That's a good deal for him. He signed his 90 million Canadian deal, which is a $2 million deal in his Australian money. So Russell Crowe signed a mega $100 million deal if he's chosen. And if he's chosen, you're going to get the announcement. Russell Crowe signs $190 million Canadian deal, which is a $100 million deal in his Australian money. It's not a massive $100 million deal. It's a huge deal. Peter, your company blows out of the water, and all your actors sign mega deals. I know, my company blows out of the water. Yeah. Even though Russell Crowe signed a massive $100 million deal, his contract is pocket change compared to Peter's. That's why I'm not paying Peter anymore for the World Tour. Because Peter Jackson's contract is an embarrassment of riches compared to how much everyone else is making. He's making way more than everyone else. That's why for the World Tour he gets the equal amount. I'm not paying him more. I'll ask Features, we pay Peter more and pay him an equal amount. No, I think we're already paying him enough. He gets the equal amount with the actors. Yeah, I'm not paying Peter more money, man. Peter's a greedy pig. Yeah. Well, I'm like, Peter, man, you're actually pissing me off. I'm not paying you more money for the World Tour. I'm already paying you way more than everyone else for your contract. You get an equal amount with the actual tour. I'm not paying more money for you. Fucking greedy pig. Yeah, he's a greedy pig, Peter. He's greedy. He's a greedy animal, that guy. Peter Jackson's a greedy pig. Yeah. He's a greedy animal, that guy, yeah, man. He's greedy. Will the work be a bit tough for Peter? Yeah, it'll be a little bit tougher for him because he's now in his 70s, right? When Peter directs Xanus, will be like in, 73, maybe 74. He's older than he was in Lord of the Rings, but he's working harder for me because I paid him way more money and I gave him his freedom. Don't forget that. I'm giving him better perks, and it's an Ivan movie, and he and my story is a masterpiece. I gave him all the budget. He doesn't want to fuck up my movie. You're gonna see Peter and Guillermo del Toro working really hard for me, and they work really hard because they sign massive deals. And they're getting paid. They work. My two directors, they work hard for me, and the unit teams are gonna help Peter and Guillermo del Toro out. The unit teams who worked on Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, they're gonna help Peter Jackson and Guillermo del Toro out, obviously. Yeah. Some Sarah. Yeah. So the work is a bit tougher for Peter, but he's working really hard for me because he's working harder for me than he did with Lord of the Rings because I paid him more money. For Lord of the Rings, he only made $250 million. And for Xanus, he's making way more than that. He gets $200 million for the game, $200 million for the merch, and $700 million for the film profits. And he signed his $100 million deal, Peter, in his New Zealand money for his base. He's getting $65 million during production. That's a lot of money for Peter to work really hard for me. He's getting paid. He's getting paid the big bucks. At the same time, he's a nerd. He doesn't want to fuck up He knows I wrote a masterpiece. He doesn't want to fuck up my masterpiece, Peter. And that's why him and Guillermo del Toro are working really hard for me. Yeah. And I'm spoiling you with an all-you-can-eat buffet, right? For breakfast, dinner, and dessert. Yeah, people work hard for me because I'm spoiling the cast and crew with a beautiful, all-you-can-eat, amazing luxury food, man. Like your hamburger sliders, your thin crust pizza, your salty pork, sweet pork, spicy pork, beef, chicken, and your fried rice and all that stuff, and your wings and your ribs, the salad bar. Yeah, they're gonna work hard for me, man. They ain't spoiled. All you can drink, soft drinks like Mountain Dew, Coke, Pepsi, Orange Crush, 7-Up, Sprite. I'm gonna have a lot of different options. Fruitopia, yeah. Yeah, milkshake, yeah. Yeah. Because I can't wait for Olivia Ivan. I said, yeah, I know, BJ. Yeah. Ivan, what about like $1 million for the promos for Russell Crowe? I'm like, no, guys, you're getting greedy, man. I'm not paying Russell Crowe $1 million for the promos. He gets 300K, man. You guys are fucking greedy pigs, man. I know you smell on the water. You want to make as much money as you can. I'm already paying Russell Crowe enough. Like, why you guys are making Hollywood? I'm not paying him $1 million for the promos. He's ripped me off. He gets 300K. That's a good deal for him. In Hollywood, they only get paid for that sometimes. Yeah, that's a good deal. 300K for being featured on the promos and commercials. And this guy's name and use is a nice paycheck for Russell Crowe. 300K is a lot of money for him, man. That's like 400K in his Australian money. It's a lot of money for Russell Crowe. He doesn't make that in Hollywood, yeah. Yeah. Russell Crowe's like, Ivan, how scared are the beings in your movie? I'm like, you want to know, Russell Crowe? Yeah, Ivan, I want to know. I show him the pictures. He's like, holy shit. Those are fucking devils. Yeah, Peter's like, yeah, Ivan. Peter's like, yeah, Russell Crowe. And we put a lot of money towards the mask. We're gonna create the mask based off these horrific concept art pictures, and we're putting $400 million towards special effects and visual effects towards each of the volumes. For the battle scenes rolling on the horrific beings. Looking at the most horrific beings in history, Russell goes like, holy shit, those are devils. I can't wait to be a part of this movie, man. To be a part of that journey. I know that horrific journey. Yeah. And so when we party up in my house after they signed their contracts, I take them out to dinner. I'm gonna tell all the Xanus, are you ready to go off on this her journey? We're ready, Ivan, and we give a toast. We have our Cuban cigars. Yeah. Yeah. So Ivan, the horror of the demonic beings in your movies is revolutionary. Yeah, it's a revolutionization of horror. It's horror like you've never experienced before because I put so much money towards the movie. Very of them are going to be devils and demons, something horrific. Yeah, whereby you guys feel a little bit for me and the actors. That's how scary they are. I felt for the Avengers with Thanos, right? In Endgame and Infinity War. Thanos was not even scary. He was very formidable, but I felt for the Avengers a little bit when I watched the Avengers movies. And yet, the Avengers is PG-13. Thanos was not scary, but he was a formidable character, a formidable villain. Aratat is very formidable, but he's also horrific to look at. He's a devil. He feasts a devil, fools a devil, morale's a devil. The wolves are all devils. Yeah, that's why you feel for us. You have a 20,000 army marching towards Safia is like Helm's Deep, looking like that. They're devils and demons, man. Emma. That's why Zane's Wild Crazy White Buzz, man. Looking at a masterpiece. His phone doesn't work anymore. I can't show you stuff anymore, right? It's good that it's not working because I don't have to. Maybe this is a sign from God, Ivan. You have to stop showing the world some portions of your book. Yeah, I won't spoil more of the story for you, right? Yeah. That's why I didn't show you Volume 3. I won't spoil the story for you, man. You'll soon have me read my book. I won't spoil the story for you. Yeah. So I'm saying, give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna go upstairs and get more coffee for myself. I'll be back in a sec. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Skip every don't win laugh aloud. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. Well, I'm supposed to get my coffee. I also have to take a leak. I have to take a leak, right? Yeah. Almost done here, guys. Talk maybe. This video might be maybe an hour and 40 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes. I'm done. Yeah, I'm off today, but Fridays are always where I'll be working tomorrow, obviously. So I'll make my video tomorrow. I'll text my boss. Do I work tomorrow? I most likely do at 8:30 tomorrow. I work, right? What if you don't get the McDonald's job in Tim Hortons? I'll just work at Coco 40. But I'm gonna apply to more places. I can apply at AMW's. I'll apply to the Tim Hortons near Darcy too. I'll apply there too. I'll apply to more places, obviously. But if I don't get those jobs, I'll just work at Coco 40 because I have a job. I'll just continue working at Coco 40, obviously, right? Because I like working at Coco 40, but the work is too much, right? I don't like closing there. It's a lot of work, right? But somebody tells me I will get the McDonald's job or the Tim Hortons job, or maybe A&W's. I might get those jobs. I might get the jobs, yeah. 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 So Xanus will be dirty work. Oh yeah. Production of Xanus is dirty work. We're gonna be working for production might be maybe 10 months, maybe even a year. 10 months to a year, 9 months to a year of production. That's dirty work. Yeah, Lord of the Rings was about like 10 months around their production, but they had additional pickup shoots, obviously, hence why it took longer, obviously. But I highly doubt I'm going to be doing additional pickup shoots for Xanus because Peter took his notes, Guillermo Toro took his notes. Peter watches the movie. We don't have to do additional pickup shoots. The movie's amazing. Or because Peter is a perfectionist, he might want to do additional pickup shoots, obviously. He might want to do additional shoots, obviously, Peter, right? Yeah, because Peter has to watch the rough cut of the movie. He's my director. Him and Guillermo Toro have to watch it. I'm not watching it, Peter. I don't want to spoil the story for myself, but you have to watch it. Peter has to watch the rough cut of the movie. He's my director. He has to watch it, obviously. Mel Gibson has to watch it if I choose Mel, right? He has to watch it too, yeah. They're my directors. They have to watch it. Guillermo Toro has to watch it. He's my assistant director. He has to watch it too, yeah. 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 Because you gave me this budget, I could do whatever I want to do for the battle. Whatever I want to do for the battle scenes, we can afford it, Ivan. For the extras, you know what I'm saying? For the VFX shots and the special effects, we can afford it, Ivan. You know, I said, Ivan, I could make the best battle scenes ever with this kind of money. Yeah, for Lord of the Rings, we were limited, Ivan. Yeah, Peter, even though you were limited to Lord of the Rings, your battles in Lord of the Rings were amazing. Yeah, the Helm's Deep War, the Moria scene was fucking amazing. The Return of the King War. The Return of the King Wars were amazing, but they were a bit rushed, obviously. The Gondor War was good. That was not that rushed, but the Rohan War was a bit rushed, obviously. The End War was very cinematic, climatic, but that was a little bit rushed, too. Because, yeah, Ivan, we were limited. We only had like a $40 million budget towards each movie for visual effects, Ivan, for Lord of the Rings. And then for Xanus, it's 10 times the budget of that, $400 million. I can do unheard things for the war, for the battle scenes, Ivan, and the horror of the demonic characters and the world building, Ivan, I know. That's why Peter's all happy, because I gave him an unlimited budget. He has that smile on his face, he's happy, yeah. He has an unlimited budget, yeah. Some siren? Yeah. 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 So finally hit Peter Jackson's mind how amazing a movie will be. Yeah. He's thinking of the huge exodus, the life behind the walls in Xanus, Takis meeting the Southerns, the captured scene with John Boyega and Ji Won-Zu with all the thousands of wolves staring at them, laughing at him, Eratas interrogating them. When they march towards Safi's like Helm's Deep, the demons looking like that. The mosquitoes in the mountains. They're in the caverns like Moria and they fight all those bats, the end war, and the politics. Well, finally here, Peter Jackson's mind, holy shit, I'm looking at a masterpiece, man. This is going to be better than my Lord of the Rings trilogy, Ivan. I know Peter is better than Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah. Peter's not stupid. Yeah, Ivan, your movie will be better than my Lord of the Rings, so tell me that. Yeah, you're looking at this is much deeper than my Lord of the Rings, Ivan. And for Lord of the Rings, Peter had a limited budget, obviously. Ivan, for Lord of the Rings, we only had like 200 extras, Ivan, for the Exodus to Helm's Deep. I can easily afford 5,000 extras. I can easily afford to have a huge budget. Yeah. Because, yeah, I even think something like Prince of Egypt, it's deep like that, yeah. And they're in the caverns like Moria and all the demon bats live there. He's like, holy shit, looking at our masses. I know, Peter. This is going to be the best movie Fisher made. I know, Peter. I can't wait for this movie. I know, Peter. Relax, Peter. Calm down. I'm saying, no, seriously, man. I can't wait for this movie. I know, Peter. This movie's going to have crazy worldwide buzz. I know, Peter. That's why he'll beg. I'm like, Peter, you're not good for the Great Escape. I'm not going to be signed for the Great Escape. Oh, Ivan, man, can I direct your Secret Agent movie? I'm like, no, Peter, you're not good for the movie, man. Okay, yeah. He's going to beg to Peter, obviously. Sorry? Yeah. Ivan, please release movies at the theaters. Guys, I can't. I showed you guys on Google. Yeah. All the theater chains in the world can't handle 1 billion people. It's too much. I showed you it on AI overview on Google, right? You know how the Google they now have AI overview? It says, yeah, the theater chains around the world can't handle even 1 billion people. Whereas Amazon can handle 1 billion. It says Amazon can even handle 9 billion orders. Amazon's a huge company. They can handle billions of orders. I'm probably going to sell maybe 500 million, 600 million 4K Blu-ray copies around the world. Maybe 700 million 4K Blu-ray copies around the world. Amazon can easily handle that. They can handle a billion orders no problem because they have a huge infrastructure and distribution around the world. Amazon has distribution centers all over worldwide, all over Canada, America, Europe. They're even they're in China, they're in Japan, they're in Australia, they're in New Zealand, they're in Mexico, they're in some countries in South America. They can handle a huge order, whereas the theater chains can't handle it. If I build 2,000 theaters, that's not enough for a billion people. That's why the theater thing doesn't work. My only two options are either streaming or 4K Blu-ray, but I don't like streaming, and so that's why I'm going to sign that deal with Amazon, and my movies will be released straight to 4K Blu-ray. Obviously. That's why I recommend you guys put money into a theater system in your house. Obviously. Either buy a theater system or you can renovate your basement into a theater room if you want. It's up to you. That way you get a theatrical experience when you watch my movies. Because yeah, even though it's not in theaters, the world's still going to get an amazing experience at home. Yeah, you're going to get an amazing experience at home. You put money into a theater system. With your surround sound, your big TV. Or you can have your slide and you have your projector if you want to have a theater room in your house. Obviously, I'm gonna have my own IMAX projector. I'm not gonna watch it on my TV. I'm gonna watch it on the IMAX projector. I'm building my own IMAX, my private IMAX theater room with VJ when we build our house. Amazing experience at home, yeah. I guarantee most people in the world will put money into the theater system. The only ones who want are the people who can't afford it, but most people in the world will be putting money into a theater system in their house. Yeah, you're looking at an amazing experience, beautiful experience at home. Something unheard of. Yeah, something unheard of. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know, you think Xanus will blow Lord of the Rings out of the water? It's not going to blow it out of the water. It'll be pretty close, but Xanus will be the better movie trilogy, obviously. It's a deeper, more powerful story. You have a huge exodus. You have the deep plot in Volume 3. It's a more powerful story than Lord of the Rings, man. Here's yeah, this is deeper than my Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's deeper than Lord of the Rings. And Lord of the Rings is pretty deep. Frodo destroying the One Ring, the ring possesses him. But even that story is not as deep as my story. My story is deeper than that. It's really, really deep. You will see when you read my book. I won't spoil the story for you guys. My story is deep, yeah. 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 So Ivan, in the end war, Tactius and them fight on foot. Yes, they wanted Cassius and them wanted to fight on horses, but Tactius says spare the horses of death. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want his horse because Tactius likes his horse, right? He doesn't want his horse dying. He says spare the horses of death. We're fighting on foot. Obviously, they don't fight on horses in the end war. They fight on foot, which is a better war, right? When you fight on foot, right? Yeah. It's like spare the horses of death when you read Volume 3. That's all I'm going to say. I won't spoil the story for you. Yeah. 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 So I mean, you pretty much have two different kingdoms. Yeah, you have two different worlds. The South is like a different world than the North, or right when you read the book, obviously. The North is like a holy, beautiful kingdom. The South is cursed. So you have like two kingdoms. So when you see the movie, you have this like you have like these two ecosystems, these two kingdoms, two different atmospheres. The North is holy and beautiful. The South is cursed. The atmosphere in the South is cursed. The sky is gray there. The North is beautiful. It's holy. And like the South is like the animal kingdom where the demon wolves and bats live, and the Southerners live there. And the North is the beautiful holy kingdom where the humans live. The Northerners live in the North. Xanus. Like an amazing movie. Yeah. Here's a guy having like two different kingdoms, two different worlds. Yeah. That's why you have suns in both worlds, because it's like two different worlds, right? You have the North. The sun sets slower in the North, but in the South it sets faster. So when sunset in the North, it's like nighttime in the South. You have like two different ecosystems, two different kingdoms, two different worlds. Obviously. And you have the Blood Valley, which is the bridge between both worlds. Obviously. It's a cursed valley, the Blood Valley, obviously. You know. It's a dead wasteland, you know. A lot of wars were fought there. It's a huge valley. I'm like, Peter, I want the valley to be very, very huge. It takes a couple hours to cross the valley. It's a huge valley. That's the bridge between the North and the South, obviously. And you have this mist that veils the North and the South. Like that picture I showed you, yeah, it looks like an amazing movie, yeah. 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 When you do a thing where like your world is a planet, no, don't do that. No, it's you just have the North and the South. Yeah, my idea is the beginning of the movie with the prologue. It starts off with the screen goes black, obviously, and it says warning: this movie's not for children. Obviously, it says this story, The Last of Xanus, is a story that is a cornerstone and faith to millions of people, like Prince of Egypt, right? It says based off the novel written by Ivan Amara. It says the last hope for Xanus. You get this music and you get this shot of the sunset. That's how the movie starts. It starts off with Queen Sarah. She's in her chamber. She's about to give birth, and you have a shot of. My idea is you have a shot of Taki's taking steps up the wall, and the camera is focused on his feet, going up the wall. Obviously, you're creative. Yes, I am, and yeah, that's my idea for the story. Please, Ivan, you're creative. I know I'm a genius, man. I know how to what. I'll show Peter the beginning of Prince of Egypt, and that's my idea for the story. I see what you're saying. Ivan, you're creative. I know, Peter. I'm creative. Yeah, Peter will have good ideas too when we write the screenplay, right? Yeah. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. So I knew it would be dark. Yeah. When Faful's born, when in the prologue, I didn't show you the scene with Eritad when Faful's born in the prologue. I won't spoil the story for you. When Faful's born, they have like a satanic like ritual in Barak. Like Eritad drinks blood, he drinks animal blood, and they eat meat and everything, and they have this ritual. Imagine Eritad having this demonic ritual in Barak. They drink blood and everything. Yeah, it's dark. Because that's a bit too scary for the kids. I'm like, Peter, man, they can watch it when they're older. It's not a big deal, man. You turn me into porn, so I shut you for good. You can't say shit. I want this movie to be dark. That way I tell Papa Story. Eric number devils. Whereas PG-13, if I made it PG-13, the movie would still be a masterpiece, but it'll defeat the purpose of the story. The movie will not have as much crazy buzz if it's PG-13. It'll still have crazy buzz, obviously. It'll still be a masterpiece if it's PG-13, but you're going to defeat the purpose of the story. Eric number devils, man. I call him the devil walking of the South. And so I want everything to be devils in the movie. That's why Xanus will be rated R, obviously. It's a dark movie. That's why you're going to be hooked watching it. It's a fucking masterpiece, yeah. So, Sarah? Yeah. Does Cornelius' father die in the book? Yes, he does. He dies. He's a minor character. I'm not spoiling it for you. He's not in the book. He's only in that one scene. He does die. I don't really explain it. I just say he never arrived back to Sapphires. So he must have died. But in the movie, I'm gonna add something to make it more interesting. I'm gonna do a scene when the noble he actually rides. They forge Taki's sword. He rides to the south, obviously, and he gives the sword to Taki's first. He's like, "Go now, you have my things, noble." You know what I'm saying? Edge's almost like, "Go now, you have my things, noble." And on his way back, Eritan and them are approaching the Blood Valley, and he goes to the Blood Valley and he senses something's not right, obviously. And he sees a wolf and he hides and all stuff, and then the wolves find him, and Eritad and his army are like laughing at him and they end up killing him. You can do that to make it more interesting. I'm not sick. We can add to the movie. Yeah, we add that in the movie to make it more interesting, obviously. Eritad kills Cornelius' father on his way back to Sapphires, and he hides from the wolves. The wolves find him. He's frightened, and the whole army's there and they're laughing at him and they kill him. Yeah, you can do that to make it more interesting for your movie. In the book, that doesn't happen, but you can add stuff in the movie to make it more interesting, obviously, right? That way, you give that actor a bit more scenes. Because the actor for Cornelius' father, I'll probably pay that guy maybe $30,000 for the movie, right? He won't make that much money, and you give him more scenes, obviously, for the movie, right? Pay him 30, 40K for the movie. Yeah. Because I'm looking at a sick movie, he hides from the wolves. He's all frightened, and they find him and they laugh at him and they kill him. Eritag kills him. Yeah, the noble. Yeah, who delivers the weapons. Yeah. Yeah. After this, I'm gonna take a nice hot shower. Yeah. It's like 12:30 right now. Yeah. 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 Well, I don't believe your book is better than Lord of the Rings. Well, if the art of Xanus didn't hit you the same way as Jared Tolkien, I understand. Lord of the Rings is also a masterpiece. If you like Way of Kings better and Game of Thrones better, I understand. Those books are masterpieces too. But I told you, I read Lord of the Rings. I read my book. My book's more entertaining than read Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings has richer world building, richer speech, and everything. I think my world building is more unique, but Lord of the Rings has a much richer world building, richer history. My history is rich too, but it's not as rich as Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings history is fucking rich, with the first age, second age, third age. You have the story of Beren and Luthien. You have, um, you have a history of the dwarves, a history of the elves. It's very, very rich. Obviously, the story of Bilbo before the story of Lord of the Rings. It's very rich, but my story is more entertaining and my story is richer, and my characters are better too. Obviously, more entertaining. That's just a better story. Obviously, right there. Yeah. So Ivan, Lord of the Rings has a richer word choice. Yeah, you guys read a section of my book. My word choices and my dialogue is rich too, but it's not on the same level as Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, the dialogue is so rich, man. It's beautifully written, very, very rich, obviously, and the world building jumps up more than my book, obviously, in terms of the richness of it. But my story is better, and my characters are better, and my story feels more fresh. It's more entertaining, and if I entertain you more, even though Lord of the Rings has richer world building and better word choices, I wrote the better book. Because even though Lord of the Rings is richer than my book in terms of world building and word choices and language of yells and everything, the story is a bit boring. It's not as entertaining as my book. Hence why I think my book is better than Lord of the Rings. But some of you guys might think Lord of the Rings is better. I understand. Because the world building is richer and everything. But I highly doubt it, man. My book's a more interesting read, as you guys read, right? It's a more entertaining read than Lord of the Rings. My submarine told my book's number one, which means it's better than Lord of the Rings and Way of Kings. And the gatekeepers own Hollywood, and they own the book publishing businesses. They own that too, obviously, and they know all the best brands out there. And they told me my brand's number one. My submarine told me your book, Ivan, is number one. I think that answers your question that my Xanus book is better than Lord of the Rings, and Way of Kings, Stormlight Way of Kings, and Will of Time, and Malazan, and Game of Thrones. It's better than all those books. Harry Potter, better than all those books. Yeah. And don't forget, J.K. Rowling, George R. R. Martin, Brandon Sanderson, Stephen Erickson, all them, Joe Abercrombie and all those guys, they have help from the best editors in the business because they're all traditionally published authors. Whereas me, I wrote everything myself with no help. And yet my book is more entertaining than their books because I have to have them the gift. Those guys don't have to have the gift like me, man. That's why the books are not as entertaining. They're entertaining books, but they're not as entertaining as my book, right? My book is more entertaining when you read it, right? As you guys read it, right? Yeah. 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 So Ivan, Tacitonius thought they were ordinary bats. Yes. When Cornelius told him there's legends of dwelling creatures, devils that live there in the cavern. Obviously, Tacitonians thought they were ordinary bats, ordinary devil bats. I think me, Cassius, and Tachys can take some worthless bats. And Cornelius is like, Tacitonians, these are no ordinary bats. Tacitonians, they're big and fierce. They can kill even you, one who's trained the arts. They're devils. He's all cocky. Oh, we can fight them. And then Cassius is like, Tacitonius, listen to them. The words my biggest of her. I'm now sick. I'm looking sick, man. Yeah. You see John Meg, oh, come on, we can fight them. You see Jimon too. Tacitonius, listens to them. Tass listens to them. Their words my biggest of her advice in our journey. Yeah, look at that sick movie, yeah. Here's Ivan, I love that scene, I know. I hope you were impressed by what I showed you, Peter and Mel Gibson. You know, Ivan, your book looks sick, man. It's fucking entertaining. I know, I wrote a masterpiece, man. That's why both the records are going to really fight hard for that job. They wanted the record to be so bad. I wrote a masterpiece, yeah. Ivan, how'd you come up with that deal with the North and South? Well, I told you, I got that deal off Star Wars. That's a true story. I'm not making this up, guys. News is like, really, Ivan? Yeah, I got the idea off the North and the South off Star Wars when I played Knights of the Republic. Yeah. Remember, all you guys who played the game, remember the scene when you go to Kashyyyk and you have the upper lands and the lower lands? Yeah. I got the idea off two parts of the game. The scene in Kashyyyk, you have the upper lands and the lower lands. And in what's that? Terrace, right? Is it Terrace? The planet you go to in the beginning of the game, obviously. Remember how you had the upper city, you know what I'm saying? Then you had the lower city, then you had the under city, whatever it is. Yeah. I got the idea off North and South. That's why I got the idea off the Northerns, the Southerns being lesser people. I got the idea off that, pretty much. Really, Ivan? Yeah, Neo2s. I got my idea off that. That's how I got my idea off the North and the South. I got my idea off North and South mainly off Kashyyyk. You have the upper lands and lower lands. And the lesser, the different classes of people, I got the idea off Terrace. You know what I'm saying? Remember in the game, you had the upper city, and you had the lower city, and you had the under city, whatever it is? Yeah. That's where I got the idea off that. The North and South being lesser people. And I got that deal off the Zane Arts, off the Lucas Arts. Lucas Arts used to own the Star Wars games, right? Lucasfilm Arts. I got the idea off the Zane Arts off that. And the Jedi Arts. Yeah, something called the Jedi Arts too in Star Wars, right? I got that deal off the Zane Arts off that. He's like, Ivan, really? Yeah, man, true story. I got that deal off that, man. Yeah. Samsara? Yeah. No, sorry. I did not get the idea off the Northerns and the Southerns being less people in the North off Star Wars. That I came up with it in my own mind. But I think I had that Star Wars idea a little bit in my mind, but that's my own creativity. But the North and the South, I got that idea off the Kashyyyk scene when you have the upper lands and the lower lands. Because when you read the book, the North is called the upper lands, the South is known as the lower lands. People call it the South and the North, but I also mentioned how the North is the upper lands and the South is the lower lands. Obviously. Some saying that's why I wrote a masterpiece, man. My book is sick. I mean, yeah, Knights of the Republic is my favorite Star Wars game. That's a fucking masterpiece of a game. I love that. I beat the game like 10, 12 times. I beat the game. I played the game a lot of times back in the day, man. Back in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. I used to play the game, replay the game all the time. The second game is sick too. Yeah, obviously. Do you like the first game better or the second game? Okay, in terms of story, Knights of the Republic is the better game than the second game, obviously. But in terms of gameplay, the gameplay experience, the second one I like better because it was you had updated stuff in the game. Obviously, you had the different forms of Jedi fighting in the second game, but the story of the first game is better than the second game. Obviously, you have this guy. You have Revan. They erase the Jedi capture him. They erase his memory. He's a soldier, and you find out later on he's Revan. It's a fucking amazing story. The second game is you have a Jedi who's in exile. Obviously, the second game is in terms of the gaming experience, I liked it better than the first. But the story of the first one's better, obviously. But I like both games. Both games are really good. They're supposed to make a third one, but it got delayed. It got canceled. I'm really pissed off about that, man. Yeah, man. But Knights of the Republic is my favorite Star Wars game. I don't think any Star Wars game is as good as that. It's the best Star Wars game ever made, man. It's a fucking masterpiece, that game, man. The first two are my favorite games, right? My favorite Star Wars games. Yeah. Did you play the Phantom Menace? Yeah, I played the Phantom Menace on PlayStation. I beat that game. The Phantom Menace on PlayStation was fucking hard, man. That was a hard game to beat, but that was pretty good too. The one that came out in 2099 on PlayStation, that was a pretty good game too. Obviously, yeah. But Knights of the Republic is by far the best Star Wars game for me. That's a fucking amazing game. Yeah, man. Or you can argue Jedi Fallen Order, and the second game is better. But I think Knights of the Republic is better than that game. That story was amazing. But it was on PlayStation 2 and Xbox. It was on Xbox. Whereas Fallen Order was PS4. And the second game, what was it called again? What's the second game called again? I watched both games on Rabbi's channel, right? Yeah. Where'd you get that idea of the name Aratat? I got that idea off Aratat off Noah's Ark. You know how Noah's Ark landed on Mount what is it? Mount Ararat or something like that. I got the idea of Aratat off Noah's Ark. Yeah, true story. The supposedly the boat landed in the land of Arat. What's it called again? I got the idea of Aratat off that. Obviously. What was the name Takis? The name Takis, I just came up with it with my creative mind. Yeah, that's all my creative mind, obviously. To fool my creative mind. Yeah. And Job, I got the idea of Job from the Bible, obviously, right? Yeah, the story of Job in the Bible. Yeah, wouldn't it be cool to have a guy named Job who's a pothead? I got the idea of that off the Bible, obviously, right? The story of Job in the Bible. Yeah. What about Aratat Spies? Aratat Spies, I got the off Lord of the Rings. Remember in Fellowship of the Rings, Spies of Dugland. Hi! No, saying, yeah, I got the off that for Lord of the Rings. Obviously. The Eagles, I got that idea off Lord of the Rings too. Obviously, yeah. Yeah. Some siren? But even though I got the ideas off all these IPs, my story's original. I did not copy what any of the stories. My story is 100% original. As Xanus is nothing like Lord of the Rings, right? As you guys read, I have my own world and everything. You can get some similarities from Lord of the Rings and all stuff in my world, Lord of the Rings, obviously. As every author copies some ideas from other books, obviously. But if you need to make your story original, don't copy. Don't have your book be a cop out of another book. You can get ideas from other books, but you have to make your world original, obviously. It's very important, obviously. And Xanus is 100% mine. I made it original. I didn't copy Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. I made it 100% original, obviously. I got some ideas off some of those IPs, obviously, right? Those brands, those books and games and movies. Yeah. The Age of Lucky, yeah, I made a 2-hour video, guys. Yeah. I have one more smoke. So I use Zane's game. Yeah, the Zane's game might be number one. The game will be very, very. I'm also gonna have one-on-one onlines, right? You play one-on-one online and everything. Yeah, against people around the world. You know how Revenge of the Sith, you fight people one-on-one. Yeah, I'm gonna have one-on-one fighting online. Yeah, as I explained earlier, like in my past videos, right? Yeah, a sick game. The game will be popular. Yeah. But the movie might be number one. The movie might beat out the game, perhaps, because I'm acting as Prince Takis. But the game might beat out the movie too, right? I don't know. We'll see what happens. You're playing as me in the game, so the game will be very popular too, obviously. And the least popular will be the merch, because the merch will just rocket. Yes, it's nice having your posters and your L mugs and your clothes, your shoes and your weapons and your hot toys, but it's not as interesting as the book, the movie, and the game. Like the book, movie, and game, that's entertainment, right? Yeah. That's why the gays won't go to my brand, because they know my Zane's brand is like a $100 billion brand. Like 100 billion in sales, 120 billion in sales, something crazy. It's a huge brand, my Zane's brand, yeah. 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 2-hour video, guys. Yeah. Take a nice hot shower after this. I'm gonna go get my beer and smokes. I only get beer and smokes on my days off. Obviously. Yeah. This paycheck I'll save a good maybe 340, 330 bucks of my money. Then I get paid at Dinty's this Sunday. I'll save like 160 bucks of that. That's 500, almost $600. And next Thursday I get paid. I'll save 350. So I'll have like 800, 900 bucks saved by next Thursday. End of the year I might save 4 to 5 grand. Obviously, because now I'm more serious. I save some of my money right now. I'm more serious now, obviously. Because I have to get my book proofed, obviously. Right? I designed my cover. Looking at a beautiful cover for my book, obviously. Yeah. Well, most people buy the ebook or the print, the ebook, because most people in the world are not book nerds. The only people who are going to buy the book, the print edition, are the book nerds and the rich. Like, probably most of the Hollywood celebrities are going to... No, most of the Hollywood celebrities are probably going to buy the ebook, too, because they want to read it right away. It's cheaper, too. You pay your 200 bucks, you read it on your laptop. But some people who want to have a nice print edition will buy the print. The book nerds will buy the print because they like having a print collection in their house. So they're going to buy the print for like 80, 85 bucks. But most people in the world are going to pay the cheap 20 bucks and read the ebook on their laptop, right? I'm going to buy the print because I want to have my nice print edition. And the print arrives in my mail. I already read my book. I read my book. I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe this is a masterpiece. Yeah. Masterpiece. Yeah, man. That's why Xanus will be the best fantasy novel written. You'll certainly read my book, guys, and it'll be the best movie children ever made. I'll call this video the Xanus book and the Xanus movie. Yeah. Anyways, guys, here's video. I talked for 2 hours. That's good enough, guys. I hope you guys know the show. Stay tuned. I'll make a video tomorrow after my shift at Coco 40 because I most likely work tomorrow. This is Ivan. I'm signing off. Peace, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace out. Hope you guys enjoyed this long show.